lots of discussion around COVID and profiteering, some of it on the drug companies, and they certainly did make billions and billions of dollars, but they're not the only ones who profited. New Forbes magazine piece, let's go ahead and put this up there on the screen. Meet the 40 billionaires who got rich fighting COVID-19. Fighting is one way to put it, certainly. A lot of these people are just Chinese, and many of them are consumer products manufacturers who, quote, made billions of masks and millions of protective overalls and gowns for healthcare workers. We should remember that one of the problems with personal protective equipment, the PPE, in the early days is that we didn't know how to manufacture any of it. So it's great, actually, Krystal. We created multiple Chinese billionaires who made them for us while we bought them instead of manufacturing themselves.
Glad at least they got made somewhere.
Yeah, cool. That really worked out well for us. Not a surprise that the CEOs and several executives at Moderna, at Pfizer, and at biotech all became billionaires off of the COVID-19 vaccine. But really what stuns me is it's like, look, we've talked a lot about the pharmaceutical companies that have made billions, but really what came away from this was every single person who became a billionaire fighting COVID from a supply perspective and from a health technology perspective, not one of them lived in the United States. Every single one was in China. COVID-19 test manufacturer, China. Wow. Medical equipment, China. Personal protective equipment, China. And first of all, there's no such thing as a real billionaire in China, okay? They're one of those where the CCP is like, yeah, you're allowed to become a billionaire in this category and you gotta cough up and do whatever we tell you. But second, I'm like, why did we not do any of this ourselves? You know, let me read you this one. The Health IT, the founder of the healthcare tech firm, which uses AI and big data to help cities conduct contract tracing and coordinate. China, it's like in every case, even in the pharmaceutical, many of these people came from China, from the inputs into the vaccines itself. Do we just make nothing anymore? Like, not one person on this list from the US had anything to do with manufacturing. It was only with respect to biotech from the Pfizer vaccine. That's all we apparently are good at, is using government-backed resources to make a vaccine that they didn't even use.
Yeah.
Or sorry, that they didn't even make.
Right.
They didn't even do any of the research.
Right. Right. I mean, I have to say, things like this make me more and more radicalized of like, the number of industries that should just be like straight up nationalized, or at least a very heavy government involvement. Right. But yeah, I mean, especially with you look at the vaccines, how much was the government involved and did a good job of spinning things up quickly. Yep. But then it's, you know, we fund all the research, and not just in that moment, but over years. And then all the profit goes to these like new billionaires. And then, yeah, because we have stripped our manufacturing base over decades, when we have a crisis such as this, and it's like, oh, we need masks for our frontline caregivers, and we need other PPE, and we need these ingredients to make these vaccines, and we need, you know, to have capability to spin it up. We just don't have it. It just isn't there. So there's no other choice. And so you become completely dependent on a country that, you know, like it or not, we increasingly have an adversarial relationship with. Not a great state of affairs. So it was really exposed just how incredibly vulnerable we have made ourselves on every front by not valuing the basic capacity to make things that are essential for daily survival at this point.
Yeah, no, it's just totally ridiculous. Like reading this, I did that monologue recently about how to become a billionaire in America. And the point that I made was in the third world countries that or not basically second world, at this point, they become billionaires off of building things. We are billionaires off financialization and, you know, biotech, which is basically using government-backed research to manufacture and then get a legal monopoly with immunity and all of that from the government to become a billionaire. Tell me which one you prefer. Like, how do you want your people to actually get rich? Because they all got rich by producing stuff in labs, building things, in manufacturing facilities and shipping and doing business and hard assets. We don't have any of that. It's all conceptual.
It's all just like moving money around in a new exotic way.
Right, yeah. And the Indians too, same thing. Manufacturing, and all their generic drug makers and all of that, which deliver an actually cheap product to their billion citizens. You know, that's how you really should be able to deliver value. None of what our people, every person on our list is just some biotech manufacturer, or sorry, some biotech executive involved in the vaccine process itself. You tell me what you want. All right, we'll see you guys later.
Hey guys, ready or not, 2024 is fully upon us now, and Saagar and I have been brainstorming ways that we can really up our game for this critical election.
Yeah, we rely on our premium subs to expand our coverage, to add staff, to upgrade the studio. We just want to give you the best independent coverage of this election, which is possible. So if you can help us out, become a premium subscriber today, breakingpoints.com, or the link is down here in the description video. It really means the world to us, and if you like what we're all about, this is the best possible way to keep us 100% independent, working only for you.